There's quite a few new advancements in MRI as far as some very new and unique capabilities. You've heard maybe about something we've introduced called silent scan. And so silent MRI is a way that really is a very different way of taking imaging. So for the longest time, MRI makes a lot of noise. And this is the number one complaint of any patient or anyone who...
It's pretty intimidating.
It can be. This is the number one complaint of any person who goes in. So why is it so loud? So with a silent technique, it's not dampening the noise, but a very innovative way that's not even creating the noise, which makes a big difference as far as a unique way of which GE is implementing this. But also it really takes away the burden and the intimidation, as you said, from many patients. For everyone, but also specifically in patients like pediatrics or geriatric patients, this is even an additional benefit that we see. Quite a unique technique. One other one I will mention that is quite unique as well and brand new, something called Magic. And Magic is a technique in which you're able to do one simple scan, but you get multiple contrasts. So it gives a lot of flexibility to the radiologist in terms of taking the image, but also has the ability to potentially shorten the scan time from what usually takes around 15 minutes to about 5 minutes. You have the potential to really reduce the overall scan time. So this is a unique technology that's coming out within the past year from GEMR. I mentioned about Magic, so the speed has a potential to reduce this by being able to be more efficient in unique techniques of how we acquire the images and what you can output with that. That has the benefit of certainly improving the patient experience and potentially shortening the scan time or giving more opportunity to do other things or other examinations in the same time slot. So more flexibility for our radiologists and clinicians. We've got a number of users around the world that have adopted silent scan and more each week. Yeah. The feedback we get continues to be very positive as far as one, simplifying without an impact to the image quality or the scan time, giving the added benefit to patient comfort with this in a very unique technique. So as more and more of our users are using this technique, we're very humbled and pleased that the positive feedback that we're getting, that it is really contributing a lot to the patient comfort, while also not having an additional impact of negative scan time or image quality.
So which other technologies are you planning to build on the silent scan technique?
So silent scan initially had started in the brain in just a couple, I would say, contrasts. And since then we've evolved it to have a more comprehensive and complete neuro exam, and also be able to use it in the MSK or extremities as well. So really being able to give a pretty broad and comprehensive examination or MRI examination using silent scan. In the India environment, we see actually very similar to many other parts of the world in terms of silent scans. So the same patient complaints, the same actual challenges from the users, the radiographers who have to sit and listen to this MR scanner and make this noise all day long. So certainly having the added benefit of taking that away relieves certainly the patient and provides a better patient experience for them, as well as for the users who have to sit next to the scanner, listen to this thing and make the gradient noise all day long. So it's, As a long-time, I would say, innovator in MRI, GE is always looking for new technology to help overcome some of the clinical challenges that many of our users have faced. A lot of these developments are really in partnership with our users. So we're here in India with Dr. Eamon from the Mayo Clinic talking about elastography, and this was a great example of something that was born out of one of our users. We partnered with GE to help turn it into a product and make it for the masses. But so as we look at the other clinical diseases, outside of liver and the other anatomies, neuro, MSK, and so on, it's really leveraging the collaborations with our partners to help develop and overcome clinical challenges that take advantage of their innovations and ideas. Well, they're very interested. I mean, they're driving a lot of these things to overcome just that clinical challenges that they face or that they and their teams face. And so they like to work with our scientists, and so it is a true collaboration to see how do we find the best opportunity and best technology to overcome the clinical challenges, So they have a very large stake and very huge interest in this. From my experience, India is certainly one of the first movers. Very, very open, very interested to look at new technologies. They certainly have a lot of questions and want to be and see the confirmation and be convinced. So they have a lot of I would say scrutiny, which is very appropriate and helps. It's a really good I would say dynamic, but very open, very interested to look for new technologies and also push to say, okay, this is good, but how can we do even a bit better? So it's a really great group. I always enjoyed working with our clinicians in India.